Hello everyone, in this week's video we're going to be looking through my sketchbook, so let's get started. So here we have kind of my title page. I was kind of nervous about the first page, and so I decided to do kind of like a welcome to my sketchbook page. I started the sketchbook on May 26, 2018 and finished it on January 29th, 2019. And so it took me quite a while to finish the sketchbook. I wasn't as good about drawing it every day, just with my next door neighbors and Patreon and YouTube. I just wasn't as good about drawing in the sketchbook every day like I used to be. So when I started the sketchbook, I kind of wanted to learn more about drawing cats because I wanted to be able to draw cats. And so this was my first practice page of drawing cats. I was looking at different pictures online. And here was day 2, and I actually quite like how these poses turned out. I feel like they didn't turn out too bad. And here we have even more cats. On this page, I was trying to focus on more of the skeleton of the cat. And I was trying to learn about the different bones and how they all worked. And that helped a lot because I didn't really know how cats' skeletons worked. And lastly, we have this kind of more finished sketch of a cat. And after this, I kind of let up a little bit on the cat practicing. I kind of wish maybe I would have kept practicing a little harder on getting better at drawing cats. After I was starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with cats, I kind of moved on to drawing birdies. And yeah, the birds were really fun to draw. I really like this little bird down here. He looks kind of cheeky, and I really like him. And this was the first person I drew in this sketchbook. I used 2 different color pencils. I used kind of a teal color pencil and a purple color pencil. And here we have some more birdies. I really quite like this birdie. It's really cute. And the reference I got for this birdie was so cute. Like, I didn't do it justice. The birdie was so cute and fluffy and adorable, and it had the super long pretty tail feathers, and yeah, it was a really pretty bird. Next we have some pen doodles. I just kind of filled the entire page with pen doodles. I did it with a ballpoint pen. I really like the tiny little Baymax and the tiny little Kirby. On these pages I was trying to figure out how I wanted my OC Elliot to look, because he had a design and then I changed his design and then I changed his design again. So I wanted to decide what his design was. Elliot lives in France and he is either a mime or a circus performer. At first he was just a mime, but now I'm thinking maybe he's a circus performer and I don't really know. On this page I have a bunch of different poses, and if there was one thing I wish I did more in the sketchbook was pages that were filled with poses like this, or more pose studies. Like, I did do quite a bit of pose studies in this sketchbook, but I kind of wish maybe I would have done more. And over here I drew more birdies and another cat, and this is an actual bird. I found it on Pinterest, and I don't know what bird it is, but it looks very interesting. And here I have this little chibi girl. Maybe I'll flip it in Premiere Pro so you can see it. And here I have Catrielle Layton from the Professor Layton series, or the Lady Layton series, I guess. I really love the Professor Layton games, and I really hope they come out with another game for her, because I really liked the Lady Layton game and it was a lot of fun. And here we have another Zelda. And I really love how they went with a Link Between Worlds Zelda's design in Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I thought her design was so cute, and she's just so adorable, and I love her dress and all the different details. Oh, I quite like how this one turned out. And so this picture was kind of inspired by like sunset colors, and so I have it get more yellow over here, and it's kind of like orange and red, and then kind of fades to a purple. I really like how the coloring turned out on this picture. And next up we have Link, and I drew him in, what's it called? Is it the Rito armor? I don't remember the name of it, but I drew him in like the winter clothes, and he's shooting this ginormous bow. There's not a bow this big in Breath of the Wild, but I just felt like a big bow would be really cool, and so I gave him this ginormous bow. Over here, these doodles were inspired by the Draw My Squad things on Pinterest, and so yeah, this was one over here, and I drew Doris and Chase. She's trying to convince Chase that she's okay and can walk, and Chase is like, no, you can hardly walk, so I'm gonna carry you, or else you're gonna hurt your foot more. And then over here, they're just being ridiculous, and Brayson's like, why are we doing this? Especially since he has to carry everyone. I think my favorite part is Emmett right here. He just looks like he's having so much fun, and he's like totally into it. And over here, these were inspired by, I don't remember what the name of the game is, but it's this little app and you dress up this little character with really cute outfits. And so I would dress up the little character and then draw people wearing the outfits. Out of these, I feel like this one's my favorite. I really like this one down here. On this day, I was trying to figure out my design for my OC Pariah. Pariah is one of my older OCs. I made her a little bit before I created I Want to Be a Magical Girl. And her story actually got lost because my computer broke. I had actually storyboarded her story. It was going to be kind of a shorter little story. But then I lost it, and so that was really sad, and I kind of lost all motivation for that story after that, but I wanted to design her for one of my Patreon wallpapers, and so yeah, I updated her design and kind of made her more my style and try to express her personality in the design. I really like her new design. I feel like it's kind of cute and unique. This was also inspired by that little dress-up game. It had like this kimono outfit and it had this like magical swirly thing, and so I drew this and colored it with color pencils. Oh, and here, this was when I was playing Fire Emblem Echoes for the 3DS. I really love the characters in Fire Emblem Echoes. And so here we have and Celica and Lucas over here. I really like Lucas. I think he's my favorite character. Next up, we have this pose page where I just did a bunch of pose practices. I really like how this pose turned out. Like after a while, I'll usually kind of not like poses. Kind of be like, yeah, I don't like it now. But I still actually quite like this pose. I don't know, I just like how it feels like she kind of has some movement. On here we have Tobin and Gray. I think that's what their names were from Fire Emblem Echoes. I also really like them. Ooh, bunch of cats. So here we have a bunch of cats. And I think my favorite part are the little derpy cats. So we have this little one and he's like, hi. And then this one's like super cat. And this one's like so fast. I really like this one. And over here we have some Spider-Man. Yeah, I just feel like drawing Spider-Man. I really want to get better at drawing Spider-Man because I really like Spider-Man, but I always have a hard time drawing Spider-Man. And this is just a random guy. So when I started this page, it was the beginning of September, and I felt like Inktober was coming. And so I wanted to get used to using my liners again because I haven't really been using my liners. Like I used to use them in my sketchbook all the time. Like they were one of the main things I used, but now I hardly use them. And so I kind of wanted to get a feel for them again by using them over here. So I have this one. I don't really like this one very much, but I quite like this one right here. I don't know, I feel like her pose is just kind of cute and I really like the color combination. And then over here we have some kind of more practice doodles, and then this one I decided to finish because I kind of liked it. And I really like the colors I used. Also for coloring these, I used my watercolor markers. I often like to use my watercolor markers in my sketchbook because it doesn't bleed onto the other side. And so I like how I don't see the color through the paper. On this page, I was trying to design some little characters for a Patreon wallpaper I was working on. And over here, I was swatching all my different pens for Inktober. I was getting ready for Inktober, even though it was the beginning of September. And I guess I was just kind of feeling kind of hyped for Inktober. And on this page, I have this kind of purple sketch. And she looks pretty. I kind of like it. Oh, these were a lot of fun. So for these, I did kind of the doodle challenge. Or is it like the scribble challenge? I don't know. You basically just take your pen and you like doodle something or like make a bunch of random lines, and then you try to make those random lines into a picture. I got this shape that kind of looked like a hat, and so I had her wear a hat. And then I just have some sketches over here. On this page, I have some drawings of some Haikyuu characters. I'm really excited for season 4 of Haikyuu. I think it just got confirmed to come out this year, and I'm super duper excited because I've been waiting for season 4 for like ever. And so yeah, I'm really excited. So I drew Hinata, Kageyama, and Tsuki. And I don't really like how Tsuki's face turned out, but I kind of like this one of Kageyama. On this page, I was working on some thumbnail designs for a Patreon wallpaper. In this wallpaper, all of the My Next Door Neighbor characters were going sledding, and I had so much fun working on that illustration. And I got to draw all my babies. Over here, I had just started watching an anime called Serene, and it's about like archery. And the outfits they wear are kind of cool, and the bows they use are really big. They're not this big in the anime, I think, but when I was looking up references online, the guy was holding this super big bow, and so yeah, I went with that because I thought it'd look cool. And so after doing Inktober, I thought maybe I would try doing Hember. I wasn't going to take it super seriously though. I was just kind of going to do simple doodles for Hember. So here are days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And out of these ones, I feel like I like this one the most. I don't know, there's just something about this one that I like. Then we have days 7, 8, and 9. I really like how Rabosa's hair turned out. I feel like it looks kind of cool, and I really like Rabosa. And then this one I actually filmed for a video. This page was preparation for my 10-minute, 1-minute, 10-second challenge. And this right here is the result of the 10-minute portion. I decided to put it right here in the sketchbook. And over here we have day 13, 14, and 15 of Hember. And out of these, I feel like I like this one the most. It kind of reminds me of Violet from The Incredibles. Then we have day 16, 17, and 18. I had a lot of fun working with the dark blue. This right here was practice for my folds with colored pencils or something like that. I was preparing for that video. And then we have Ocarina of Time link. And I also have this little sketch right here. I was practicing the folds in the scarf. And I actually really like how this sketch turned out right here. It might be my favorite sketch in this. I'm not totally sure why. It just has this feeling that I kind of like. Oh, actually I take that back. I also really like this one. I don't know why. Like this little area right here, it just kind of looks so nice. And I like the mixtures of the pink and the flowers and the brown and I don't know. I just really like this one. Oh, and here I got back to Hember. So here are days 19, 20, and 21. I feel like those are the last days I did of Hember. I think I kind of forgot about it after that. On this day, I was watching the Cinderella live action movie on TV. And I really love the Cinderella live action movie. It's just so cute and I always enjoy it. And so it made me want to draw some flowy, pretty ball gowns. And then I drew this guy right here. I kind of like this guy. I don't know. I like his hair and how it's kind of all combed back. I always have a hard time drawing like combed back hair on guys. Then we have these pages of pen doodles. And I actually really like this kind of 2-page spread. And I don't know. I just really like the white paper with the black pen. And I feel like it just looks kind of cool. I think my favorite doodles out of all of these are the little pine tree forest over here. And I just like the little mountains and the little pine trees and they're so cute. And I also really like the little dino and the little alien and they're saying hello to each other. They're just so cute and tiny. And I also really like this guy right here. Oh, here we have some little Octolings. I don't really like either of these. I don't know. This might be my least favorite page. I'm just not happy with how either of these turned out. And here, these were for a Patreon sketch poll. I had to draw cats as people. And so yeah, that was kind of interesting. I really like this one. It was a cat in a little dinosaur onesie thing. And it looked like all pouty and like it didn't like it. I drew this on Christmas Eve. I was watching Christmas movies with my siblings and we were all just kind of waiting to open presents because we open presents on Christmas Eve, usually kind of in the evening. And so I was just trying to pass the time until we opened presents. I ended up coloring this digitally on the computer. I was thinking about coloring it here in my sketchbook, but I thought it'd be easier to color on the computer. Oh, this one's kind of funny. So I was scrolling through Pinterest and I found this shirt that said, I have my sassy pants on. And I'm like, hey, that's kind of funny. I'll save that shirt. Maybe I'll have a character wear it sometime. And then just a few seconds after that, I found these pants. I'm like, oh my word, they're made for each other. And so yeah, I drew a girl and she's kind of doing a sassy pose and she has the pants and the shirt on. And then over here I have this guy and he's all bundled up in a winter coat. Here we have some cats. I don't like any of these. I don't like that cat very much, or this one, I don't know. My cat skills are kind of rusty. I guess I don't mind this one very much. It's just a face. Oh, and over here I was trying to practice realism. Don't look at it. It's not good. So I didn't get very far into it. But I like this one right here. She just looks really pretty. Here we have another pose page. I was just trying to fill the page with some poses. Over here I was practicing for my kid tutorial that I did like a few weeks ago. And over here looked really empty and so I put a little sketch of Link. Here we have a drawing with a guy with blue hair. I really like how his hair turned out and his hair is really fun to color. I used a Copic marker for this one On this page, I was working with my Scrawler box. I recently got a Scrawler box subscription, and I didn't make a video on the Scrawler box because I had a lot of other videos that I wanted to work on. And I don't know, the supplies wasn't that interesting, but it did come with this silver paint pen that I really like, and it makes like these little shiny bits on the paper. We're getting pretty close to the end of this sketchbook, and here we have some pencil sketches. I'm really happy with how the hat turned out. I always have a hard time with hats, but I feel like her hat turned out pretty nicely. Oh, and this was for another sketch poll on Patreon. Sora had won the sketch poll, and so over here I was trying to figure out how his hair worked. It was Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 because I'm trying to beat the other Kingdom Hearts games before I play 3. And once I kind of felt like I had an idea of how his hair works, I decided to do the actual sketch. And I think my favorite part about this sketch is actually the letters. I worked really hard on those letters to make them look cool, and I feel like they look cool. And yeah, I have really bad handwriting, so my letters often look really bad. Oh, I really like this one. And so, okay, my sister said something about Chase needing a bunch of swimming gear because he doesn't know how to swim, and I just couldn't get the idea out of my head, and so I decided to draw it. So here he has like an inner tube and a pool noodle and a mask and arm floaties, and at first I just had him kind of looking nervously at the water, but then I thought it'd be cute to add this little Doris right here, and Doris is kind of looking up at him, trying to motivate him and encourage him to get into the water. And here is the last page of this sketchbook. I was really kind of nervous about the last page, and I kept putting it off and like not wanting to do it because I'm like, oh, it's the last page, it should be fancy and stuff. But then I just decided to draw Doris. But I ended my last sketchbook with Doris, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to end this sketchbook with Doris. So that is this sketchbook. I hope you had fun looking through it. I had a lot of fun looking through it with all of you. Also, my channel recently hit 200,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I'm going to save all the thank yous and mushy words for that video. I'll probably be posting the special around the end of the month because I kind of want to get the giveaway all worked out because I plan to do a giveaway. I'm also going to be doing a Q&A. I'm going to have a post on my community tab where you can leave questions. So if you want to ask questions for the Q&A, you can head over to that post. I'll have a link to it in the description. Well, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next week in my next video. Bye! Thank you so much to my patrons, including Rachel, Andrew, Swinky, Bonnie, Fian, Cash Money Matt, Julie, now from Academy of Games, Lucille, Robert, Tamalam, Kisatera, Ann, Magic Gamer Dad, Eduardo, AJ, Michael, Volrin, Adam, Narichan, Daniel, Panda Bear, Daniel, Ethereal, and Aaron. Thank you so much for being a patron and for your support. Bye!